White Sox add Luis Castillo as Mariners shed salary. MLB Trade Grades. White Sox get RHP Luis Castillo Mariners get RHP Seranthony Domínguez, C. Boston Smith, of Nolan Jones White Sox, D. Mariners, B+. This isn't great for the White Sox. Yes, they are desperate for starting pitching. Beyond Davis Martin and Sean Burke, who are reaching career highs for innings, there isn't much reliable starting pitching on their roster. Advertisement Chicago is, as of Aug.
Then I found Lulu Talks tea and everything shifted. Once I started drinking it, my mornings were ruined in the sense that they'd never be the same again. I began waking up feeling rested and energized, something I hadn't experienced in years. My new routine? Just 1 cup of Lulu Talks in the morning. On top of that, my menopause symptoms have eased significantly. I finally feel like myself again, strong, confident, and like a woman who's ready to take on the day.
Curious what makes it different? Scan the QR code now or visit grabdeal.us/8.
Laugh all you want at that sentence. But when you're in first place and in position for a first-round bye and play in this awful American league, that's just a fact. Castillo has -0.7 BWAR this season, and the White Sox are absorbing Castillo's contract, which includes the rest of the season, more than $24 million next season, and potentially $25 million in 2028 if his contract vests. But they also need quality, given their position. Castillo has a 5.06 ERA and has served up 7 homers in his past 17 innings. Chicago would be wise to part with high-end prospects to get a good starter before the buzzer sounds on Monday. They have a chance to do something special this year. As for the Mariners, they may be the Mets' top rival for the sport's most disappointing team. In that aforementioned terrible AL, nestled in that league's most terrible division, Seattle has completely flubbed a golden chance. They shouldn't get tons of kudos for essentially salary-dumping Castillo, but the deal makes sense for President of Baseball Operations, Jerry Dipoto. He flipped a struggling starter for a decent catching prospect and reliever and some salary relief. But taken in the context of why this trade was necessary, it's hard to heap too much praise. Sam Blum Mariners, B. White Sox. C+ first off, getting an innings eater like Castillo, he's third in innings since 2018, represents an improvement over the back end of the White Sox's rotation. Castillo should be better than his 5+ era, and he should take the ball every 5th day. Given that Chicago's 2 most reliable starters, Burke and Martin, will exceed their career highs in innings with healthy Augusts, that's a plus. Advertisement, however, this should be one of 2 additions to the rotation over the next few days, and the second one should target a pitcher in a better position to start a postseason game for first-place Chicago. The White Sox were able to limit the prospect cost here by taking on an additional $14.5 million for Castillo. They can still use those prospects for a bigger ad. From Seattle's perspective, they turn a surplus starter into a potentially useful reliever in Domínguez and an intriguing catching prospect in Smith. The Athletic's Keith Law is impressed with Smith's bat and envisions above-average power. Noting that the Nationals traded him for Curtis Mead, Law called Smith a good athlete who might be able to stick behind the plate. If not, center field could be an option. Jones is on his 3rd organization this year, but he'll always have that wild 2023 season in Colorado. Trading Castillo doesn't represent the same kind of white flag that dealing someone higher up the rotation hierarchy would have, but that doesn't preclude another foot from dropping between now and Monday afternoon. Tim Britton.